Hey family, we are live, broadcasting live. This is the Conversation Room 101. Make sure it's only adults in the house. I need your mind to be open, prepared, and relaxed. Welcome to our home. Take your shoes off. We got some rules we need to go over. Be kind. No cursing in the chat. If you want to curse, call in. And no shouting out other channels. That's a no-no. We got one other rule. There is no judging our guests. It will not be permitted. Zero tolerance. And if so, you want to do that, guess what? We got security. And we will escort you out. Because over here, hashtag we don't care. We're going to be one big family. We're going to laugh together sometimes. We're going to cry. But we definitely going to pray. I thank the Lord above for everything. I lift him up and give him the glory. But you guys, right now, we're going to get our popcorn. And then we're going to see what's going on. And let me just park my car. And I'll be in there in a minute. I'll see you real soon.
The Copyright Disclaimer Act. The Copyright Disclaimer Act under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news, reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Like, share, subscribe.
Do you want to know? Well, I've been thinking about you, and I think I have to listen, because the sun is up, it's a beautiful day.
We won't stop.
We'll
We
be
will
as bright
not
as
stop.
the sun. Come, won't you come along? And it feels so right, it's like luck is raining on me. Go and follow your heart, doesn't matter how far. There is so much love to give, something's telling me this time.
Look at
Baby,
this.
baby, now
See this?
no.
Now you cannot go
Baby,
here.
baby, gotta go. There is so much love to give, something's telling me it's right.
Neighbors and the
When you
community
came to me,
compelled
who
to
are
scour
you?
the area.
It's you, yeah, boy.
Where does the fault lie on you?
Where does the fault lie on you? You guys, hey, come on in, you guys. It is Saturday morning. It's still in the morning, you guys. I got up. I haven't did my walk yet, but this conversation that we had yesterday was a good conversation and an interview, which we was not expecting. Let's be honest. Let's tell the truth. That was a surprise that the young lady answered the phone and we just got to chitter chattering. To be honest with you, I really just got, I was in the zone. I was just talking to her. Forgot about all being on live and everything. But, I could have, I don't know. Sometimes you just go for, like, I'll lose everything. It doesn't matter to me. I'll lose everything because I just want to know what happened to Naziah. Let's have this conversation about what we heard. I done went over it about 4 or 5 times. I know you guys done went over it. I told you this is one of the cases. Like, we pick and choose the cases. And I say we because you guys kind of initiate. Like, this is a case that maybe we can get information or we can dig into and get a little feet dirty, because if we gonna do something, we might as well just go ahead. I mean, some cases they're just not for us. You got to understand. You got to stay in your lane. But this one right here, even though we do not have, well, I know we got people in Detroit. We just got to get a hold of those people that's in the Detroit area. Matter of fact, I know two people, but I can't remember what their names are. And so, hopefully they reach out to me and say, "Hey, SP, I'm in Detroit. You're in Detroit. I need to know you in Detroit because we need to know what these places look like." Because we've been going off of what he say and she said in her interview and her video, and it's what they perceive. And our perception is a little bit in debt. And just like when we was on the cupcake case, somebody actually it was Freddie in the dark. She reached out to me and she's like, "Hey, I'm in that area." And I'm like, "You are?" She's like, "Yeah." And so me and her, or her and I, got to conversating. She became really she's one of my bestie's friends. And actually I don't have too many besties, but I believe that she been holding herself up as a best friend, you know what I'm saying? And she actually in the chat now, but someone that I can talk to, and we can vibe. Sometimes we vibe and sometimes we not, Sanja, she's one of my besties, and I'm gonna tell you something. I normally only have like one or two. I mean, I've only in the past I've only usually only have one, but and I've got Tina, she's a bestie, and Zan, she's a bestie. It's like people that I can call on any day. I can call at any given time and say, "Hey, what do you think about this? What do you?" I mean, I don't. If you guys just know me, like they know stuff about me. When I say bestie, I mean like they know stuff about me that you guys are not gonna know because I don't share my personal life. You guys think I do, but I really don't. Like I'll tell you what's going on as far as work and a little bit at home, but my deep down feeling about any situation, I can talk to them, and then they don't penalize me. They don't be like, "Dang, SP, why you do that? Dang, I mean, they definitely, I've got a couple of them that be like, "Oh, you better than me. I would never do that." But I'm not you. So it is a kind of like, you guys think I don't take criticism. I do. I just know that I'm not you, and you didn't walk my walk. So therefore, we're not going to understand why I did something or why I didn't do it or why I allow it to happen, because I know what I actually do know when I'm out of my zone. You got to know, like, there's certain things that you're supposed to do in this life, and this is one of the things I'm supposed to do. And what we gonna get out of it, I don't know, you guys. But we gonna keep doing it until the Lord shut us down. When He shuts us down, I'll be like, okay. I be like, well, dang, it was fun. But anyway, maybe we gonna be that little thorn in somebody's side on this case right here. But it has been given to us to get in there, and I feel like this is where we're supposed to be at. Some people, and I'm gonna tell you this, don't get mad at me, but there's other cases that's going on, and I mean every day. I've got family members that call me and say, "Hey, this is just happening," and I'd be like, "Oh, really?" I listen to what they're saying. Don't get me wrong, I do listen, and it is probably a case I'm interested in, because it's whenever it's a kid, I'm interested in it. But it doesn't get into my belly and in my heart like this case. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though that this is not no little baby like 4, 5, 6, 7, she 12, 13. This case, it gets in my belly. So you guys. But I need you guys to conversate and talk to me, because this right here is just conversation right here. I don't want to do no, trying to call her back, because I know that we can call her if we need to call her and say, hey, look here, you said this, you said that. But in order to be like, you said this and you said that, let's go over some stuff, because I want to say to you guys, now, if you're going to be a part of this investigation, and you guys are, you signed up when you said that you are a member and you're coming onto this channel, that you guys are a part of the investigation. So if I get in trouble, you get in trouble too. I might get the blunt of the trouble, like get the channel shut down or get a lawsuit or something. I don't expect you guys to pay anything. I'm saying, like, somebody gonna get cussed out, it's gonna be me. Somebody gonna get beat down, it's gonna be me, because I'm gonna be there. I know people thinking, like, when we first started this channel, everybody was like, oh, SP, she's scary and she don't argue, and because people was like, they were saying this and saying that and saying I was like scary, and just because I'm a Christian. Look here, you guys. See, it's called the element of surprise. Okay? I didn't have nothing to prove to people that they wasn't paying any of my bills. They have an opinion about whatever and whoever and however. I don't have to explain myself to them. I know for a fact they really did not know me. They were actually trying to get people to discredit or dislike me, but they did not even know my name. And they still really do not know my name. They may know my maiden name or my government name that used to be, but they don't know my name. And I have kept that a secret for a reason, because I am married. And I don't want nobody dragging my husband down the road or whatever, because he's his own person and this is me. Okay? Whatever he's doing, that he's doing. I believe that he's okay. He's all right. I'm not going to say he's, well, let me put it like this. He's special. Okay? And he's got something to do. I believe that whatever God's got him to do, I'm 100% behind him. And that's all that matters. Now, sometimes people do try to take advantage of people like me. But, and my girls say, no, 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 no. Like, we know. I got my two fingers going to my eyeballs, to your eyeballs. We know. Certain things we just ain't going to do. I don't care who you are. Okay? We just not going to do that. And it doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It just means, we don't trust anybody. Hello? And that settles that. And then that's, okay, like, we can share all kind of things, but a couple of things we do not share. Like, we don't share our monies. And we don't share our gift. What's for me is for me. And what's for you, I don't care, is for you. She says, don't mistake the kindness for weakness. Exactly. I've never been a weak person. Never, ever, 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 ever. It's just if you approach me thinking that I'm weak, you're going to get hammered down. That's what's going to happen. You're going to be sitting there talking about, this girl don't do this, this girl don't do that. Shoot. Swing if you want to. You gonna meet Muhammad Ali's daughter. For real, for real. You're going to wish you hadn't. But I'm definitely not going to let you, just beat me. And I'm definitely not going to let you just, no, that ain't going to happen. But I'm definitely not going to start any confrontation with you. I'm not that type of person. Because you know what? You can say whatever you want to say. I know how to walk away from all kind of things. I have walked away from people where, you know what, if I got a hold of them, they would have wished they was getting handled by a bear. Anyway, yeah, they wish they hadn't. And I heard him look. I look at him when I feel sorry for him. I be like, dang, girl, why'd you do that? So anyway, the best thing is always to walk away. But I want to talk a little bit about, and I was trying to get this on here, because I want to talk about what this young lady said. And, well, not really what all she said. You guys heard it. You can go back and listen to that video there. I'm not going to change the name of that video. I want you guys to always remember. And I'm not even going to change the picture. So I put a picture up there, a thumbnail, that looked just like it. But the only thing, I put a little highlight that we were going to, talk about the surprise interview conversation with Jarvis's girlfriend. Not talking about the girl that's on the picture, but talking about the girl that we surprisingly called and she answered the phone, which we did not know that was going to happen. Y'all couldn't tell me that was going to happen, and she was just going to have a conversation with us. And, we didn't scare her off, but I was a little bit upset with you guys, okay? And I'm just going to be honest with you. Okay, if you guys gonna put me in the front, hey Wimma, how you doing? And I like that name, Wimma. I love that name, Wimma. How you doing, Miss Wimma? And there's a reason why I love that name, Wimma, but I won't share that with you guys right now. But I love the name Wimma. I mean, it's beautiful. Okay, but anyway, why I'm upset with you guys? You guys is in the room, and you guys wasn't feeding me questions. You wasn't, there was some people, I seen Tina have a question, I see Sanja had a question, but you guys, when we get people, and this is why we have full conversation, because, we're in this, we are a family. Like, you guys need to know what you're supposed to do when these things happen. When these things happen and we get somebody on the phone, shoot, my brain locks down. First of all, I look at it like this. Look, I can't say it right now, but you guys should know we're on the phone. You guys should know who we're on the phone with. Start feeding me these questions. It's like a tag team. Tell me, say something. Because I'm reading the chat. I can't sit there and say, hey, you guys, I'm reading the chat. What do you guys got to say and all this other stuff? No. Just start feeding me them questions like here, like you're feeding the baby. Here, eat. Here, eat. Because if it's not a question that right there at that moment that I can ask her, then I'll keep reading. And I might come back to that question because it's locked in my brain. Oh, yeah, I think very quickly on my feet. I really do. You guys see that. I'm like, and you know what? I have to always, when I'm talking to these people, because this is not going to be the last, when I'm talking to these people, like I said, don't ever think that a question that you put in there, I didn't see it just because I didn't read it right then, or I'm going down the line like it's a script. It may not be the right time to ask that question. So don't ever get mad. The question may come back up, and it was probably from you, because when I'm on the zone, I got to feel her whole spirit when talking, because we don't want to scare her off. Because see, sometimes people are shut down on you, or you get to a question where they're uncomfortable, and then all the interaction will stop. Now, check out what I just said. I'm sitting here conversating with you guys and actually reading the comment. Now, just because I didn't say exactly what I just read, but it helped me to explain what I was saying, because I looked at what Sanja Watts had put in the chat, and she said, I was interacting. Now, I just said to you, I didn't read her comment, but I just said, when interacting, because she gave me a little feed, it helped me to explain what I need you guys to do. Lisa Taylor says, we were doing a great job just freestyling. Exactly. And I need you guys to give me more, especially when we get somebody on the phone, on the line, they come on up or whatever. I need you guys to give me everything, because I got to keep them at the time that we're conversating, it be freestyling. And I've got to keep them where they're comfortable. Cause cause we're not gonna cuss people out, and excuse, we start blaming them, and we don't want to scare them off. She said I removed my question because they said don't talk about her. Yeah. But I was asking a question, so I thought I should not ask anything. No. What did you say, Phyllis? What did you say? First of all, what did you say? But you got to remember, even in our intro, we don't say nothing bad. Like if you said like she's slow, she's stupid, she sound retarded, or something like that. No. Please. Don't say that. Now I didn't. Now it wasn't you, but I do know somebody came in, and it was a family member, but they hadn't been around for a while. But they came in, and they was like they did not know really what was going on, so they walked into something, and she said, and I know who it was, and it wasn't you. She said, like she don't know what she talking about, or this is a little girl. This is not who it was. But see, for the people that was over here the day before, which was Wednesday, I had already told you guys Wednesday and Monday, like, hey, we're working on something. But it sounds like, and I told you guys, I said, it sounded like a little girl answered the phone. And I mean, so you guys were already aware that, we knew that this person was going to have a young voice. We didn't know how old she was. We didn't know if she was the girlfriend. All we knew was she answered the phone, she said her name, and that's it. But we knew, like I said, once you know, okay, that's fine. Once you know that you got something, I don't let nobody tell me, oh, this is fake. No, I know I'm not finna to sit there and try to convince you that this is Jarvis's girlfriend or ex-girlfriend. She want to say ex-girlfriend, but I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something right now. If she said she was in love with him and she was trying to have his baby, what makes all of these women want to have this man's baby? They all trying to have this man's baby. She 34 years old. She been messing with this man since she was 29. She said 4 or 5 years. And she was in love. Okay, what was you in love with? And I asked her that question because in love, she was in love. What was she in love with? He didn't take her nowhere. It wasn't like, hey, I'm like, when a dude, okay, and I know love to other people, like I wanted to know what did she think love was. She said she thought love was, well, how she figured she was in love, he showed her attention. He showed her attention. And she said no other man showed her attention. But he showed her attention. So Jarvis kind, because I think it was, I can't remember who it was, like said something. He probably told them he wanted a baby with him and he knew how to groom them. Yeah. But he never did take this girl out. It was good they came in. We can't scare them away. Exactly. He must have a Casanova person. Well, you see how he was talking. He was talking to that one girlfriend. He was like, look here, B. Man, I'm going to tell you something. I don't care how good the ding dong is. Hey. I don't care. You will not be able to call me B, Mrs. B, the other B, stupid B, retarded B. You're not going to call me a B and get my coochie. You're not going to do it. You're not going to get my coochie. I'm not going to fix you a lunch, a sandwich. You can't drive my car. We can't go nowhere. Matter of fact, Ninja, leave. Goodbye. You will not ever call me a B. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. I had one person call me a B, and that was it. We fought in the car. We got back to the house. They took their stuff and left. And you know what? I was done. Yeah, and I was young at the time. And I was in love at the time. And it hurt. But you know what? Calling me the B word? No. That hurts. Why would I let somebody call me that? And I love you, and you very disrespectful. If you allow them to do it once, they'll do it in front of everybody else. And then ain't no reason for you to get mad, because they'll let you know. They'll be like, shoot, why you got a problem with it? I called you that yesterday, or I call you that all the time. And now all of a sudden you crying. Get over it, B. Get over it, B. And you be sitting there, but you said it in front of my mama. And they be like, B, go somewhere and sit down. Oh, why you tripping? You called me the B. Yeah, I did it yesterday too. I always call you that. You know I don't mean nothing, girl. It's just the way I talk. You won't be talking to me. You better get it out of your system, because that is so foul. I mean, normally, like, if a dude, and I almost said an N, because I don't even like the N word. But if a dude called me that word, like I said, we're done. That's right. It's over. Because no matter how mad you get, you leave that for out in the streets. You don't call somebody that you love something of that nature. You know what I'm saying? You guys, and people want to make it seem like that's how I talk. Well, go talk to somebody else, because you wouldn't be in church talking like that, so you know better. Okay? You won't go to a little bitty baby, a little 1-year-old, and say, oh, give me the little B. Oh, she's a cute little B. So you understand when to use that word. And you chose to use it at that particular time or with me. And no, I'm not, you know what? And if us females quit allowing, especially males, to call us that word and thinking, well, let's make love after he done called me a B. No, you don't get nothing. Get out of here. I don't care. So these women that he has chosen, they do have one thing in common, you guys. And some people was like, they all ugly. I don't believe that this young girl is ugly. Now, she might be a little special, but she definitely not ugly. I believe she got a little hips on her, because all his women do, he like thick women. He really don't like skinny women. That right there is just something that, he like a little, now here's the thing. Nazaya was thin. She was very small. Sometimes I would say, golly, like, was they starving her? I don't know. She said, I tell you without a blink. Girl, exactly. Nowadays, they think B is a form of conversation. Yeah. So, if he liked the little girls, he like just because they are a woman. No. Because you can't like a little girl, thin girl, small girl, petite girl, but all the women are big girls. I think all the women are big girls because he know that they got a kid. So he's estimating when he meet these women, if they're a little blumptious or whatever you want to call lumptuous or whatever, they probably have a kid. So when he met this young lady, Nay, he probably thought since she got big hips, then, he's like, surely she got a kid. Hey, baby, let me holler at you. So he's trying to be, Mr. Casanova. in front of all his friends and sit there, girl walking down the street. He know what they walking for. They walking for, number one, they ain't got no car, so he's thinking they're low self-esteem. Number two, he's talking to them because they by themselves walking, so they're not protected. Okay? Because normally a woman, even if she don't have a car or she don't know how to drive, she will get rides. A real woman, she would get a ride. She called Uber. She got a neighbor, a friend or something. She's not going to walk to the store. Now, if she walking because she wants to exercise a little bit. She may have a car or something. But like when I go out and walking with Diesel, or I say, you know what, let me go on ahead and walk to the store. Because I just want to get a little exercise. Okay? But me, if I weigh, 200, which, I am kind of close to 200, and I'm short, but I ain't got no rump. He not going to talk to me. Guys that pick up females that's walking know that they don't have a covering. They believe, look, these are markers. Markers are saying, looky here. I don't have a ride. I don't have a car. I don't have a man. I may have kids. I may not. But if I'm a little thick and walking, then that tells you, guess what? I can walk and eat. And if I don't have a car, and he probably stopped her. He was at the car shop, and he seen her walking. He probably thought, okay, if the car shop is on a main street, and it was, and he see her walking, he probably thinking, is she a prostitute? Okay? Is she a prostitute? He see her walking. And he knows that she must be new because she's not thin. Because, dancers and prostitutes, they normally have a nice looking body on them. They have that horse in the back, and they have a nice looking body. You guys, you can't tell me. If you see one that don't, they ain't been in it long. Okay? I know them when I see them, and they have beautiful bodies. I be like, dang, I ain't seen a girl. She looked just like a horse. She's like, Urgh. And I was like, oh my God. And I'm thinking to myself, I ain't got the butt, and here this girl is. She just built. See, these women ain't built like that nowadays. Everybody getting a BBL, and the BBL got lumps in it and humps in it. But it do make them look good. But, it don't even fit them well, But nevertheless, the butt just don't even look right. But anyway, this young lady, she has a butt on her. She's 34. She's a walnut color. She's short. You can tell she's nice. She's nice. She's talking about she knows how to push his buttons. Well, if she knew how to push his buttons, then why she didn't get a ring? If she knew how to push his button, why was he not spending the night with her or moving in with her? That's her man. They've been together on and off for 4 or 5 years. This man had a place to lay his head any time he wanted to. You understand what I'm saying? She said, I think he likes a woman he can control. Exactly. So if you look at those things, you're looking at he's controlling a woman. He likes a woman that low self-esteem. Because I can tell you, this girl is not ugly. Now, she did say something. She said something about pain. Because I asked her, I said, do you smoke? I asked her, did Jarvis, do drugs? Because I believe that he did a strong drug, you guys. I'm just telling you. I can't tell you why I believe it. There's no evidence, but looking at his face and his structure, him being an older man, he's 42, thin body, how he talked to women, I just don't see just marijuana. He's really rough. You know what I'm saying? And he's light-skinned and rough. That is a crazy mixture. Because normally, And I'm just being honest. I've never seen a really, really bright skinned man talking gangster like that. I mean, hustle and flow, but that's a show. And he wasn't as bad as Jarvis. Jarvis is like, look, man, the mother, you don't know mother effer, da 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 da. Like, dude, you that gangster? Now, I know, being out in the street don't come in dark or light skinned. But, I'm just telling you, he couldn't talk. He couldn't talk to me that way. Because, he's like buttermilk to me. Like, no. Like, he couldn't even say a cussing word. I think he okay, yes, temporary look attractive. Yes, temporary looks attractive. She says she smoked weed when she's in pain. Come on, Tina. You heard what I heard. That's what she said. She says she smoked weed when she's in pain. Apparently, there's some kind of medical issue going on. Exactly. That's what I heard she say. When she's in pain. What kind of pain? So, you guys, I am writing stuff down because I didn't want to elaborate on it more, because at the time when she said it, I did catch it. But I'm thinking to myself, that's going to be her disability. Do she walk with a limp or something? But she said she walks, because she's walking over to her auntie's house. And then we might want to ask her more questions about who lives in the apartment complex. And some of you guys reached out to me, because you guys know my phone number, 316-553-3056. Hello. And you let me know that, or you think that he wanted to use her as a alibi. Oh, he knew how to hook them, drugs and sex, and no telling what else. Exactly. So he always just, I think any female, it didn't matter if she was walking, if he said, hey, I bet you he just talked to any female that gave him the time of day. If any female gave him the time of day, he said, hey, baby, can I talk to you? And she's like, what? He was like, bingo. He said, slingo. Because he was going to slide in that DM, and he was going to slide all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. He was not going to stop. This girl, she walked by, and he'd be like, hey, baby. And she keep walking. He'd be like, oh, that she ain't nothing. You know? Yeah, that's what was going on. So, even though that he had 13 kids, I don't know, 9 baby mamas, I don't know how many kids he got. I believe he got more kids than they even say. You know what I'm saying? Because he quickly say, them kids ain't mine. Them kids ain't mine. I think he wanted to populate Detroit. I think that's what his main goal was. He was going, he did not like women. And he was going to have sex with everybody. He put in only enough time. If you wasn't going to give him the cootie cat, he gone. If you didn't give him the cootie cat, he gone. And then once he get the cootie cat, and this is what I'm telling you, once he get that cootie cat, he got no respect for you. This woman also said at the time we were talking, she was like, I can't believe we had sex. She didn't say we made love. She said I gave him my body. Hold on. She said, girl, bye. She said she couldn't believe this is a person she gave her body to. So, evidently, she thought sleeping with a man give her a higher priority. Yeah, she wasn't lying. She gave her body up. And he had all these women, and he had all these babies, and he was a pet. He was a pet. He was a pedo. Yeah, Tina. Let's talk about that a little bit. Tina said that was her decision to give that man her body. Exactly. And he was like, come on, baby, you know, and then she laid down with him. Yeah, I'm not judging one time. She said she was young and made dumb and stupid mistakes. She said, I can't believe. She said, I gave him my body. You thought you gave him the golden nugget? You gave him a trophy? You gave him your body? Exactly. You didn't let him work for it. You gave it to him. He didn't buy you dinner, lunch. He didn't buy you a biscuit. He didn't take you nowhere. He didn't take you around his friends. He didn't take you over to mom's house. He didn't take you out to dinner. He didn't even take you to a movie. He just gave you a conversation. He said, hey, good looking, you sure do look good. I would like to have some of that meat and potatoes. And you was like, come on, what's your name? Jarvis? Okay, come on, Jarvis. He'd be like, you got a man? She said, no. And then he said, where you living at, girl? She said, I live over there in those apartments right there. He said, I don't believe you. You got you a man. She was like, no, I don't. He was like, don't lie to me. She's like, why would I lie to you? Now he got her smiling. He got her smiling. And so he's like, okay, I don't believe you. Take me to your crib. Let me show if you living by yourself. So she proving something to somebody, to who? She's like, oh, and he light skinned too. And she said she preferred dark. She really do prefer dark, which I do too. Why did she go with this light-skinned man? I don't know. But I love a dark-skinned man. I mean, you know, but the thing about me is, and you guys know, when I married, my husband looked dark, but he's not. He take off his shirt and his pants, he'll blind you. He's light-skinned. But his face looks dark because he be out there in that sun. And that's, you know what? So my husband and I, we went out to eat last night. Wasn't trying to, but we ended up, because I wanted some sauce and chips. We ended up at Margarita's, and the food there is just really nasty. He likes the taco burger, and I like nothing. I like nothing but the chips and the dip, and that's what I should have ate. But anyway, nevertheless, they gave me 3 tacos. I can only stomach 2. And shoot, I can eat about 8 tacos. That's how nasty the food was. I was like, it actually, you know, I think it tastes like the way dog food smells. That's what it tastes like to me. I don't want no more. And if I ever tell you guys, and y'all didn't tell me the cat was out the bag yesterday, but nevertheless, y'all missed your chance. A lot of stuff was going on yesterday. Girl, you got me over here cracking up. Oh, yeah, sister. She said, you got me over here. I'm just saying, a lot of stuff went wrong yesterday. Y'all didn't feel like it went wrong. It went wrong. I never did tell you guys about the cat in the bag. And then I had to go eat some dog food tacos. And I was like sick in my stomach. And my husband and I, we were talking at the restaurant, and I was telling him about the whole case, because he was like, oh, you got another case? And I said, yeah, that we're really interested in. So I was telling him about it, because, you know, he's a body man, so he's at a body shop, and he's normally at body shops, and he's at the, you know, the mechanic shops. Right now, that's where he's at. And she gonna say, come on, SP, let the cat out the bag. It's too late now. I was supposed to let the cat out the bag yesterday when we was live on our regular time. I don't even think we was on regular time. But everything in his power tried to get us to stop. You know, mother-in-law lost her keys, and husband, you know, she had took him to the body shop, so he couldn't get home. She couldn't get in the car. And then we were in the middle of our live. You know what I'm saying? But we were done with it anyway. But nevertheless, you guys, I'm not going to tell you what the cat in the bag was today. You guys going to have to wait till Monday on our regular time. Because there's some people that know on regular time is Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 3 p.m. Central Time. If you don't know, now you know. Put it in your pocket. Monday at 3 p.m. Central Time. Wednesday, 3 p.m. Central Time. And Friday, 3 p.m. Central Time. I'll let the cat out the bag. Y'all going to say, and matter of fact, it'll be good that I do it Monday, because if I just told you what it was, you'll say, where'd you get that at, SP? Or somebody in here be like, that's old. Yeah, but did you catch it when it was presented to you? Because I caught it. Now I got to go back and find it. I don't know where I found it at, but I know what I'm looking for. And I want you guys to hear it for yourself. And then you're going to say, oh my God. Anywho's. Yeah, I was going to do it. I only do those things on our days that we're scheduled to come on. Like right now, we're not scheduled to come on no Saturday morning. Exactly, Sanja. She said Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Central Time, you guys. Unless breaking news. Tina said, I don't know that. Yeah, you do. You do know that. You do know that. Yeah. That's right. Freddie said Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 3 p.m. Central Time. Exactly. Sanja said 3. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I was going to share. And you know what? I'm glad it went the way it went, because you know, if you share everything in one live, people, do you know that live yesterday already hit 2,000? I told you. I told the ones that I called after the live, which was maybe 1 or 2 people or something, because I was really, you know, I was on the move. I was trying to get hubby something to eat, because I don't normally cook on my day off. And they's like, well, when do you cook? If you don't cook when you got to work, and you don't cook on your day off, when do you cook? Well, when I want to cook. That's when I cook. I mean, I can cook, you guys, but that's not, it's when it feels like a job, I ain't trying to do it. But, you know, like, I'm going to cook today. I ain't going to cook nothing special. I think I'm going to have some meatballs and cook some potatoes or something. Potatoes and onion. Yeah, those tacos was lousy. It was worse than Taco Tico tacos. It was Taco Bell. It was horrible. They wasn't lousy. They were horrible. It was the most nastiest taco I ever tasted. I'm telling you, it smelled like dog food. You know, with some cheese and lettuce. She said, I'm cooking some Popeyes tomorrow. She said, sounds good. I'm having spaghetti. You know, I love cooking spaghetti, but my husband don't like it that much. But when I cook it, I'll cook a big old pot of it. And when I say a big pot, I can probably serve about 10 people, right? So I cook a big pot of spaghetti, because that's how I'm used to cooking. But anyway, he'll only eat 1 bowl of spaghetti, and I'll have to eat the rest. And I don't eat it all at one time. I'll eat it like during the whole week. I'll eat it for lunch and dinner. And I'll eat it for lunch and dinner. And then I'll eat it for lunch and dinner. Because I'm not going to waste food. The dog don't get none of my spaghetti, because my spaghetti be the bomb. I don't let nobody tell me that my spaghetti is nasty. My spaghetti is good. Shoot, you better ask somebody. But anyway, so the young lady, she's big. She's not really that big. Being 200 pounds, she's a weeble wobble. You know, I mean, 200. I'm not 200. I'm like, I think I'm about like 180, 185, You might as well say 200. So I ain't tripping. And I'm short. I'm only about 5'2". But, that's a 2X. And you got to say, I do got big boobs. I ain't got a big butt, but I got big boobs. I'm going to be like that one rapper. I got big boobs and I just don't care. My husband likes it. Yeah, he do. I don't know why. I don't think he like it. I think he likes me. Because I am a nice person. He likes me because I'm a nice person. He say, I can look at you. You're easy on the eyes. Easy on the eyes meaning you're not fine, but you definitely ain't ugly. So easy on the eyes. I wouldn't say he fine. I don't think my husband's fine. I mean, he definitely ain't ugly, but he definitely ain't fine. So we connect. And as far as being nice, is my husband a nice person? He is. He is nice. Actually, when we started dating, he took me out to eat. He took me out to eat maybe 5 or 6 times before, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think he took me out to eat 4 times before I even initiated going over to his house. Because I definitely wasn't going to let him come to my house. He didn't even know where I lived at until we were engaged. He knew I lived south of town. That's it. But because we started dating. Here's the thing. We started dating September. No. We started dating in July. And then our first date that we went out was on his birthday, which was 9/11. So that's September. So July, August, September. So 3 months. Then we went out to eat. You guys understand what I'm saying? So if you move like that, then you're moving into greatness. So if the person is staying with you through, quit rushing it. Why you rush to go laying with this person and giving a person your body? If your body, she say 3 meals and a drink. Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, 3 meals. 3 meals, yeah, and some drinks. Yeah. And then that's not when we first made some, I'm giving him my body. No. That's just for me to initiate going over to his house and spending time with him. That's not you don't get sex because you done bought me 3 meals. Hello. It took more than that. That's just 3 meals, and then now I'm comfortable enough to go over to your house and spend time with you over there. And we can watch TV, we can talk or whatever. Then it's like 3 more months, 3 more meals. Hello? We done went out to eat 3 more times. We done went to a play. We done went to the movies. We done went out to eat 2 or 3 times. She said, okay, I knew you was going. Come on. Now, you don't get this over here that easy. No, you don't. You will not be able to tell nobody your wife was easy and you got her with 3 meals. 3 meals and a drink. No. Maybe, and you got to remember, each meal is probably about, $60 to $100. So, you got maybe 6 or 7 meals. I got me 6 or 7 meals. And, we done went to the movies. And we done went to the play. That's when, and I paid for the play. Cause he said that he was like, we were talking. And he said something like, do you believe in a woman can pay too or something? And I was like, I've never paid for a man before. And he was like, well, I want a woman that, this is what he said, I want a woman that if times get hard and they will. He was like, can she hold her weight down? Can she hold it down? Or is she gonna take off running just because I'm out of money or don't have money or can't get money or I'm following my dream or I get hurt or whatever? And I was like, oh, I can hold mines. And he was like, well, can you take me out? And I said, okay, I'm gonna take you out. So what I did was, she said, I'm in a good mood. I'm just joking around when I'm in the zone. Yeah, I know you was. So David Chapman or whatever his name is, the comic, was coming into town, and so I went and got tickets. So that cost me about $100, and then then I had to buy me an outfit, and I took him to the comic show, but our tickets was so cheap. We couldn't even hardly see the man. We could not hardly see the man. And I was just and the seats were so crappy. They looked like baby seats. Like we were like sardines in a can. It was just horrible. And he laughed about it. He was like, see, you can't go cheap. This is what he said. See, you can't go cheap. You went and got these $100 tickets to see David Chapman. Now we got nosebleed tickets. We can barely see him. He looked like an ant on the stage. We can't even enjoy ourselves. And I just looked at him and I was like, man, I thought, $50 for you and $50 for me ticket. And he was like, honey, you had to pay $175 per person for us to get a front seat. He said, if I would have took you to this place to see him, you would have talked bad about me. And I'm sitting there thinking, but I ain't never took a man out before. So, and he laughed about it and stuff. He said that's the difference when a man dating a woman. Y'all don't know how much money it costs, but it costs money. Then I got to look good. He said, I got to go to the barbershop, get my hair right and everything. Then got to gas up the car, clean the car out and all this other stuff just to pick you up or just to take you out. So everybody be like, well, if he didn't come to your house, how did he pick you up? I would go to his house. We would meet where we're going to eat. You don't get to come to my house where my kids are at. Shoot. The devil is, I wish I would. And if you don't believe me, he'll tell you himself. So now, like we went out September, October, November. When December came for Christmas, his family now I didn't meet his family, but his family knew about me. Okay? So you see what I'm saying? And then his family was thinking, okay, he didn't let everybody know. I got a girlfriend. Me and her, we exclusive. We're dating. We been dating, His mother was upset that sometimes, now when I get off work on the weekends, I would come over. He had a 4-bedroom house. So I fixed up one of the bedrooms to be my bedroom. Y'all think I'm lying. He gave me a key to his house. I can come over there whenever I want to or whatever. And he had an extra bed over there, like a mattress or something. It was up against the wall. I took that mattress, put it in that bedroom. I cleaned the carpet, got the carpet, put me some curtains up in there. I went and ordered me a whole brand new 65-inch TV because he didn't have one. He only had, he didn't even have cable, you guys. He liked watching westerns and stuff like that. So what did I do? I ordered me some cable. Y'all think I'm lying. I'm not lying. I'm telling y'all the truth. And I hooked up my bed in the other bedroom. Actually, my bedroom was like a, I think it was like a green, like a forest green color, and his bedroom was like a brown, like a walnut color. So yeah, I had me a 65-inch TV in there. I had me a bed in there. I had got me some light, just forest green curtains with a comforter with a white shimmy that goes in the middle. Had me a end table in there. Had me some big old puffy pillows, pure white. Yes. So when I went over there and I spent the night, I go in my room and he goes in his room. And he says, "Your room?" Yeah, because he had tools in that room. He had some clothes in that room in the closet. I took them out and put them in his room. And I put me some clothes in my room. I had me like some pajamas, a couple of work outfits just in case if I basically moved in without telling him. That's what I did. And let it be known. I let another woman know if she came in that room, that was a woman's room. Put me some little flowers in there and stuff. Just says I'm a single mom and no means date. No. Where we live, either. SP, that's our space. And we all got to be on board in inviting men over. Exactly. Exactly. And that's how I got my husband to respect me. And not only that, every time we went out, other than that one time, he paid. I paid that one time. And I just told him I'm just not even used to it. But anyway, back to what we were talking about with this young lady, Miss Phyllis. She said she was in love and she wanted to have his baby. She says, these are questions that should be used at Christmas in July. Oh, really? Oh! Okay. Okay. She said, these are the questions. What are the questions? You know what? I'm going to tell you guys something. And I know that y'all saying, no, I know not to do it. But for some unknown reason, I want to call that girl again. But I know not to do it. That's just a little bit too much. But I do. Like, I think she missed telling us something. Okay. Now, before we get off of here, I do want to share with you guys something. And you tell me what you think about it. Because I keep racking my brain about the conversation her and I had the other day. And she told us that the main reason why we had to talk to her and call her and find out what was going on, I told you guys, and I was getting the time mixed up, but the time actually was 10:30. And I know I said 9:30. I know I done said 11:30. I done said a little bit of everything. And anyway, nevertheless, the time was 10:30. He called her phone and he told her he was coming over. I need to make sure that's when he told her he was going to come over. Or did he talk to her prior to that? She didn't really answer. Yeah, that she did, but she didn't. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying. But anyway, she just said, he told me, but she didn't say, yeah, when he called me at that time, that's when he told me he was going to come over. Because he called her at 10:30, and then he turns around and called her at 12:30. She said, hold on, she going to be ready. I really believe she is holding back. What do you think she's holding back? I did the same thing. I turned his house into my house. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to get them prepared that you're coming aboard. And everybody needs to know that. And there's a new boss in town. I'm going to tell you something. Like my husband, he One day, I had left his house and went home early in the morning. It was Sunday morning, and he was getting ready for church. And I guess this was like a clergy day or something where you got to wear your, if anybody know, you got to wear your collar, and then you got to wear this watch that the chain loops down and all this other stuff. If you Kojic, you know what I'm talking about. Okay. Like I said, I wasn't born Kojic. I was Baptist or whatever. So anyway, he had got dressed and went to church in a regular suit. And then so I called him and I said, "You made it to church?" And he said, "I'm turning around." Sanjawat says, "I know what you're talking about." He said, "I'm turning around and being cute. Good morning. How can I get in touch with you, SP?" My phone number 316-553-3056. Somebody put my number in the chat for B&Q. That's how you can get in touch with me. Somebody gonna give you my number. She said Baptist, Kojic, and Jehovah Witness. Somebody put my phone number in the chat. Freddie Sanjawat, put my number in the chat. Oh, y'all slow. There we go. Sanjawat said I ain't slow. Freddie said I ain't slow. Write my number down. Thank you very much, sweetheart. Y'all want to say that this girl is slow. Y'all slow. Tina said, "I'm slow. I was eating a pie." That's how you can get in touch with me. You can call me right now if you want to. So I know you ain't gonna beat me up and well, is whatever you need to share. What you want to share with everybody, or you just want to share with me? Diane's gonna say good afternoon. Dana. That's what I would call her, Dana. Yesterday I was like laughing about that. I called you everything but Diane. Called you Dana, Dina. That's the number to get in touch with me. You can leave me a voicemail. I don't really listen to voicemails, so I tell people don't waste your breath. If you text me, I read that quickly. I look at my text messages like 4 or 5 times a day. But if you call me, if I don't answer and you leave a voicemail, if you leave a voicemail, I'll probably never ever hear it. Because a lot of people leave me voicemail and it just clogs up my phone. Like my phone runs slow for some reason. So I just leave it where it is so nobody can really leave me a voicemail. They have to fall off. So when you gonna call me, B&Q? And what you calling me for, B&Q? I'm married. I'm just making fun. I'm definitely... And my phone is charged 100%. Uh-oh, somebody did call me this morning. Let me see who it was. I don't even know if I got my ringer on. Oh, Valerie called. Valerie called yesterday. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Anytime you need to call. Yeah, anytime you need to call me, and if you got questions, you want to come on the channel, you got something to say, you don't believe, you can call. Normally, for the last year, I haven't been showing my face everybody knows what I look like or whatever. And I usually be downstairs. If you wanted to know, I'm upstairs now. And everybody's seen, the house and everything. And my husband's like, don't be doing that so much. So while I'm upstairs, where I like to just come on and we just chit chat or whatever, I just have my little, that is our mascot right there. And so, yeah, but you can call me at any time. I'm glad that you enjoy it. Everybody over here is friendly. We chit chat. We talk about what we heard, what we seen. And I'm going to tell you right now, B&Q, you can join the family. Come in here. Every time that you see us come on, we'll always greet you. We'll always talk to you. You become part of the family. And she said, what's her Cash App? I don't even know my Cash App. You're going to have to talk to one of them in there. They know the Cash App. I don't know the Cash App anymore. Somebody the other day was asking me, what's the Cash App? But over here, I don't really like chit chat about, sending money or whatever. You can just, if you want to send a donation or something like that. And we don't really ask for all of that, because what we do is loans. Our monies that comes in, it comes in like just enough to pay the cable, the cable, because we got to have internet. And so most of it comes out of my pocket, so I don't trip. You know what I'm saying? And then what don't come out of our pockets, we have a giveaway on July. The end of July, we have a giveaway. And whatever's donated and we didn't use and all this other stuff, I double it and it enters in a kitty box. And everybody that has tickets, that has donated, in July, you don't even have to donate. You just got to be here to win. And we give out free tickets. And we start giving out those tickets in like about, I think in May or something, we start giving out the tickets. And then after July, we sell the tickets for $5. Every $5 that comes in. I mean, we do the tickets now. All donations go into a ticket. You get a ticket. You get a ticket to be, you just get more tickets. And sometimes you can win. Sometimes some people won 4 or 5 times in one giveaway. They win $100, $50, $75, and $25, and a shirt, and a this, and a that, But we have like 30 gifts we give out, and we just try to do that. So hopefully, we'll see you coming in and out and everything. Make yourself at home, and welcome to the family. And what we try to do over here, I just want you to know, we get really stern into asking questions about these missing kids, these missing babies, and if we can get some information or help out in some kind of way. Sometimes I will get in my car and drive to the town or the city, and sometimes I reach out by getting in touch with people. And because we've got our ways of finding information and reaching out. Like Andrea just donated $5. I write her name down on this sheet right now. And that way I know when it's time to pass out the tickets, she'll get an extra ticket. And I put her name down. And she says, I miss, and we're Warriors for Children, if you really wanted to know. And thank you, Andrea, for the super chat. So I prefer everybody just, especially if you new, not doing the Cash App, but just do the super chat, just so everybody be comfortable and everything, because that way it goes into the business account, because we are a business, just to let you guys know. All right. So yeah, I really don't use the Cash App. And actually, sometimes if, especially if you're old, we do recommend the Cash App. If you're new like you, we don't recommend you do use the Cash App. So there's some people, they'll send me a Cash App and I won't even accept it. It'll come back to you. You know why? Because it's not all about that. You know what I'm saying? Unless you know what you're doing. You know what I mean? It's just simple. It's really simple like that because, that's just how we roll. Anyway, because I be like, sometimes it's weird to me. It'd be like somebody sent me thing and said, "What is your Cash App?" And it could have been you. And it's like, what do you mean? Like, but anywho, it's just different. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people, they be like, "What's your Cash App?" And they really, really go in there, and what they do is they want to know where you live at, and what's your name, and what's your address, and all this other stuff. So yeah, that's what they do. I'm not saying that's what you're doing, but I'm not saying that's not what you're not doing. Like me, don't know, but it doesn't really matter to me because we are a business, okay? So, anywho's, it's like I just want you to know everything. We do have a dog named Diesel, and he's supposed to be a search and rescue dog, and but he's ADHD. Just letting you know. Yeah, he takes trazodone and gabapentin. So that's the dog that you see that we're walking. We're trying to get him. Now he does search. He does search for a baby, but he's still not. He's only but 2. He's still not comprehending a lot. So, he is slow, but he's our baby. Yeah. She said he AAADDD HHHD. Yes, he is. He's something else. But he do know how to search for a baby. But we haven't got him out there yet. But we just gonna have to work with him. Like a lot of people didn't know when we got him, we just focused on him. And our channel do have a lot of people. Just to let you know, I think we're like 18. We've been on 18 for a long time. But, we're just wanting to, she said, leave Diesel alone. She said, no, yesterday was my first time finding your channel. Oh, okay, cool. So hopefully you'll see Diesel. We'll give Diesel a walk. And he goes to training and things of that nature. And I mean, he gets the best of care. Sometimes, he gets taken care of better than people do. He goes and get groomed 2 times a month. 2 times a month. He get his coat cleaned up and he get a good bath. She said, I definitely love the kids. I have 5. My oldest is 26. My youngest is 3. Oh man. You started all over again. Ain't no way in the world. Well, B&Q, well, welcome to the family. She says, welcome, all new. Welcome. She said, I'm 46 and married. Okay, so you know about the marriage life. Sometimes it's rough. It could be rough. But yeah, we normally don't come on Saturdays and Sundays. We're coming on now because yesterday, just conversating with the young lady. I don't know if you're into. It's like a little bit detective, but it's more protecting. Like uh, the people in this channel have actually probably been through something in their life. So anything that they share here, you kind of will get to know people. Either they had a family member or they were a part of something where they just their childhood wasn't right, or And if you know anything about me, my mother, she gave me away to my aunt, and so that tells you a lot right there. That tells you, I feel some kind of way when it comes to kids getting sent away. But sometimes that's to protect the child. And so I still can appreciate my mother for that part. I did get my jaw broke by a guy that tried to pick me up. And so my jaw was broken when I was like 12. And he was trying to pull me in the car. So I feel for young girls that get abducted. Got fiddle-faddled around here and there or whatever. So, I know all the ins and outs about, I wouldn't say all, but, I know how pedophiles and people in the family are. But at the same time, it made me who I am, where, I don't hate nobody. She said, yes, I did. Okay. So that's why I say, right here is a safe place. I don't really talk about things like people want me to just get back into it. Why? I mean, once you forgive, a lot of the hurt goes away, and you definitely, the blame is completely out the question. I'm not the blame of anything. When you're a kid, you're a kid, and we don't blame the victim over here. Now, we do speak the truth. Like sometimes it can be the victim's, not what say fault, but being naive and just wanting attention can cause things to escalate. You guys understand? When you wasn't really taught. Like my mother would teach me to don't be sitting on everybody's lap. But she didn't teach me you can't sit on Pawpaw's lap, and you can't sit on your brother's lap and all this other stuff in your uncle's lap. But just strangers, but we got to get more into details and tell our children, make sure any man that's around, no, that's a no-no. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's your brother. I don't care if it's your cousin. I don't care if it's your uncle or your grandpa. No, the child does not need to be sitting, because I don't know what you watched last night and you're feeling some kind of way. Or this one guy, we were talking, and he was really freely with me, and he loved his kids, and he fought for his kids. He didn't never get custody of his kids, but he was really close with his kids. And this guy lives here in town, and he told me, he said his daughter came and sat on his lap, and he made her get up and everything, and he shook it off. But he told me that he got aroused, and it bothered him that he got aroused when his daughter sat on his lap. And that's when, and this is a really good guy, and it scared him because he got aroused when his daughter sat on his lap. And I know he'll never do nothing with his daughter or anything. He just wouldn't. But he couldn't understand why he got aroused. He never felt like that before. But anyway, things like that happens, And she says the Naziah Harris case had me very weak. Girl, let me tell you something. Right after that conversation with the young lady yesterday, I'm now back to, she could still be alive. At first I was like, no, she gone. And then she could be alive. And then I was like, no, she gone. Now I'm back to she could be alive. Yeah, at least he was aware and honest. Yeah. I quit talking to him a little bit after that, and that wasn't the reason why I quit talking to him. He just wasn't my cup of tea. He doesn't believe in God. And he didn't ever tell me that, but like we had this full conversation and he was so happy we had this really good conversation. And he was like, well, SP, he was like, I wanted you so bad. And then he said, but you wouldn't quit talking about God. And he said, and that disturbed me. You just God this, God that. And I was like, oh, because he never told me that before. He would just let me talk. He said, but I love your conversation. I love your spirit. And he was like, I just wanted you. And he was like, now we done had a whole conversation for 2 hours and you done calmed down. And I thought to myself, Ninja, I know you lying. Shoot. God's going to be, I haven't talked about God because we're talking about something serious that you're saying that you're going through. And so you got my full attention. But don't ever get it twisted that God is not the center of my life. And he is. But he was just so happy that I hadn't mentioned God in this full 2-hour conversation. I didn't mention God because I'm allowing you to tell me what's concerning you and bothering you, and we're just having this casual conversation. She said, I actually listened to that conversation that you had with that lady. That was really something. Shaking my head. What do you tell me, B and Q? What do you think about that? Oh, trust and believe. You will love it over here, honey, because when we start digging, and everybody know when we start digging, we're looking for pay dirt. That means when you know what pay dirt is. Pay dirt is, like bingo, you got something. It's like you digging, and you find this lump of coal. Other people throw it away because they're like, we're looking for diamond and we're looking for gold and we're looking for this and we're looking for that. Well, you're finding all this coal and you're throwing it away. This is actually part of the preliminary. If they listen well enough, they can find it. But you just got to do a little searching, do a little digging, and then, pray about it. Ask God to open up some doors. And then we start digging off into places other people are not digging because they just want the easy stuff. They want to talk to Shannon and then they want to talk to the grandma. I want to talk to Shannon and the grandma too. But they not going to talk to us. Because everybody done accused them of doing something. Now, I'm not saying they didn't do something or they didn't do enough. She said, we don't know how to stop digging together like a dog looking for a ham bone. And we just start digging, and if we find a liable source, we just keep going, and we just keep going, and we're all prayer warriors over here, so we're all wanting the same outcome. We wanting that person to tell us something we don't know. We want that person to just identify something that's going to take out some kind of equation of, like I said, could she be alive or could she be deceased somewhere? But if we don't have the thought, if we have the thought one way, like give us where we're absolutely now on board with she either alive or not alive or whatever. She said, I'm actually going to call you today because that's what I want to talk about. Okay, exactly. You got some questions? See, because we kept that door open and, and like if she don't answer that phone, I got other phones that I will call her from. Hello? And then people in the chat, sometimes I will call them and say, hey, call this number for me. Or block your number and call this number for me, 3-way. So we all work together. And I don't know if you heard that the lady named Tina Powers that just made a comment after you. The first time we tried to call, she didn't answer. Tina Powers, she called me and she says, come on, let's call her. Let's do it. And we wasn't live or anything. You see what I'm saying? Because we're not going to stop until somebody talk to us. And we'll just ask them questions. And if they start getting upset, we'll try to calm it down. It's not going to be, aggressive. We're not going to be aggressive to them. Because we know that, she says, me too. I'm actually going to call you today because that's what I want to talk about. Me too. What you mean, me too? I know it's very hard to express yourself in these comments because by the time I get it, I don't know what you're talking about. What did the camera show at the real place Jarvis was at? Where cameras is in the back. Okay, so you guys, let me share something else with you and you tell me what you guys think. Because we know, 2 or 3 heads are better than one. So, because my understanding is, why would he got this young girl with him, Naziah. He goes over and pick up a car at his ex-baby mama house. The blue car, the blue Cavalier or whatever car she had. He picks up that car and then he calls this girl up because that's like 9:30. He picks up the car. At 10:30, he's calling this girl telling her he's going to come by. She said, I don't believe she's alive, bad as it sounds. I want to talk to her as well. I have questions. What do you mean you want to talk to her? You won't even call me now. B and Q, call me now. What do you mean you want to talk to her? B and Q, call me. Cause I'm wondering, do you have a channel? And I don't mind that you want to talk to her. I don't mind. What do you mean you want to talk to her as well? She said, I have questions. Come on, talk to me for a minute. Because that door only stays open for a matter of time. Call me right now, B&Q. 316-553-3056. So what do you want out of this? We don't want the door to shut. We don't want the door to close. Because the more people get in touch with her, then she's going to, like if the detectives call her, they're going to say, don't be talking to them on da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So if you got, if you got questions or whatever, I mean, a lot of people got questions, but we don't just give her phone number out to people saying, yeah, go call her up. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like if I went to Arizona and I was looking for gold, diamonds, coal, and I find diamonds and coal. Now, listen to what I'm saying. If I find some diamonds or if I find some coal and I come back and I say, hey, y'all, I found 2 pounds of coal. I know the number 2 doesn't sound like a lot, but 2 pounds of coal, that's some big diamonds. We know what we got, right? I'm not, just because somebody come to me and say, hey, I want to be on your team. Tell me where you find that coal at. I want to dig too. Okay. Do you think I would say, here's the coordinates of where that coal is? No, you wouldn't either. You would be like, well, go reach on out to go out there and dig. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, this is SP.
Good morning.
Good morning. Well, good afternoon.
This is well, yeah, it's 12:56 here too. Okay, this is the lady that's in the chat, the B&Q.
Okay, B&Q.
I actually found her channel on. Yes, ma'am. I actually found her channel on yesterday, and I was listening to you talk to the young lady on there, and she just sounded like she was confused, and she just said something.
She was confused about what?
I'm like,
I
don't know, but do know.
what was she confused about?
You know how people say, okay, you ask her, did you know anything about Messiah? She was like, no, he kept me in the dark. I didn't know about all of this. She had something about somebody.
What? I can't hardly hear you.
100 weeks.
I can't hardly hear you.
You can hear me?
I can barely hear you.
Okay, it's a big zone in my house.
Oh.
Can you hear me now?
No, ain't nothing done changed. So how you going how you want to talk to her and I can barely hear you right now.
Oh, man. I probably need to go outside. You can't hear me.
See, I don't know why you think.
Now?
No, not really. You're very low, and I got
You
my.
can hear me?
Let me see something. I've got
I
my.
got my phone turned up. I got it turned up on loud.
Okay. But your connection is horrible. Okay, go ahead. It's okay, but so you want to talk to this young lady, huh? See, how can you want to talk to her and your connection is horrible?
I don't have to talk to her, but I said that I have questions. Like, say, for instance, like if you bring her on your channel or whatever, I could be in the channel with her.
Yeah. And you could be on the phone too. If you want, if your phone was clear, you could be on the phone and you could.
Wait a minute, wait. Hold on. I'm gonna have to go outside. Just give me a minute. I'm gonna have to go outside. Cause my house is a big zone. Everybody always says, I can't hear you. Not just you, everybody. I gonna have to go outside. So this, my
Oh,
house is.
no, I can hear you right now.
I had a tin roof put on it. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna go. What about now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you said she's confused. You said she's confused. What is she confused
No,
about?
I don't just have. Well, what I mean about confused, that's like some of the questions that you asked. She said that when he calls her, and you asked her what he been talking about, she said that she be trying to get him to talk. She got to know that the man is not going to say this.
What? See, being
Can you
cute.
hear me?
I heard a little bit, and then it goes to boo.
You okay? You hear me?
I can hear you say that, but the whole sentence that you said, I couldn't hear you.
Oh, well, what did I come out say?
That's okay. That's okay. So, so you said,
I tell you what, I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call you back. I'm gonna call you back on my daughter's phone.
okay,
Cause my connection is bad at this home.
okay,
Okay.
all
I'm
right,
gonna hang up. I'm
okay,
gonna go get my daughter's phone.
okay,
Okay.
okay. I'm trying to understand her question. Oh, Miss Watts, you know what time it is. Yeah. She said I was waiting on you to come on. Yeah. Anywho's, okay, so hey SP. I'm good. How you doing, Freddie in the dark?
I'm doing fine. I had put, you probably had time to read it.
I bet I did, but what's up?
When she said, she said that she wants to talk to the woman. Could she be running involved in him to be trying to get everything that woman talking about?
Do what now?
Okay. Let me close my bedroom. The reason she may want to talk to this lady he talked to yesterday is because she ain't compare notes with her.
Yes, she could, but she said she just corrected herself and she said, I don't have to talk to the lady. I just have questions. I could be in the chat. But I was trying to get what was, like when people have questions, like give me them questions, or if I don't, hey, I don't got no, like people be like, no, I'm not gonna give them the coordinates. You know what I'm saying? I will make the phone call myself, but because I don't want somebody cussing her out and all this other stuff. But the call got to be clear. Like if I can't understand what you said, then what makes you think we gonna get her on the phone and then you got to change phones and all that other stuff? But she said she got questions. So if she got questions, and if her phone is clear, and we're making that phone call, because it's only but a time limit that people gonna answer questions and take your phone call. So we want to make we want to make sure we get all our bang for our buck, right? So what I plan is, if there's no other questions or something, and I'll let her know. I'll let her know, like, do you mind talking to other people? Other people got questions for you, and open up that door. Because I mean, I don't have a problem with it, but the door's got to be open. It can't be halfway shut and going, talking through the window, and we can't hear what's said, and this, that, and the other. Like, I'm all for, like when people got questions, I want to know what the question is, not so that I have to ask the questions. I want to know what the question is because we don't want to scare her off. You know what I'm saying? But if it's a question there, then is it a reasonable question? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. No mess involved.
Yeah. Like, we don't want to ask her the same question over and over and over, or because I can tell that this young lady is timid a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, she's very vulnerable. She's naive a little bit. But she did. I kind of heard her question. What her question was, when I asked her, what do he be saying, and why does she think that he's going to tell her. See, I don't want the girl to get scared off. It's on how you speak to people. Like sometimes if you seen how I was asking her questions and I would get quiet, I let her talk. Now, when we're talking, we're chit chatting. Sometimes I step on people, and I'll go ahead and say something, and da 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 da. But when interviewing somebody, you didn't see me do that, did you? I let her speak until she was done speaking. Matter of fact, sometimes I let there be space in there so she can fill in the gap. Those are things that you have to know how to do and when to do them. And know, like when she got quiet, when we start talking about, and I said, "You give her money?" And then she go, "Yeah," because she know that's embarrassing. But I don't want to embarrass her and just stay on embarrassing questions. Now we already know you've been giving this man money. Yeah, he done screwed you. He done never take you nowhere. He didn't take you out to eat. He didn't buy you no ring. He ain't over there fixing stuff. He ain't paying the water bill. And you giving him money? And you saying that you love him and you want to have a baby with him? So we're understanding what kind of mind thinking she's on. Now some people going to be like, she's slow. And maybe she is. And I say maybe, using that lightly. But, she said took her to work. Yeah, he took her to work or something. So I wanted to know, like, all kind of stuff. Like, have you ever been in the Escalade? And did he ever pick you up with any other cars? Do you know any of these other females? She didn't know the other females. Nobody knew of the other females. Okay, there's other questions like, what other family members that live in apartments that you're in? And here's the thing I wanted to say, Miss Reddy. Because he called her 10:30. Is a person doing all this stuff while murdering somebody? Because that don't make sense to me. Okay, just listen to what I'm saying, and I'm glad that you called me girlfriend. Hold on, somebody's at my door. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? Where's Pooh Bear? Oh, Pooh Bear. Oh, man. I didn't hear you knocking. Hey, you guys. My Pooh Bear is here. So, we don't have to end this conversation.
No.
Pooh Bear said no. Say hi to everybody.
Hello.
Say hello.
Hello.
Look, who's that?
Hello, Sanji.
Who's that?
Sanji.
Okay, Freddie. Okay, so let me see what my grandson. Give me a hug. I ain't seen you in a long time. I love you.
I kind of spilled some Sprite on my pants.
That's okay.
Because it already blown up for some reason.
Give me a hug. I love you. Oh, you done got big. I ain't seen you in a while. Big old boy.
I know.
Okay. So, bye. Okay. Everybody saying hi, Pooh Bear.
Hello.
Okay, you guys, I gotta go. My grandson is over here. We're gonna finish this conversation. I'll probably come back on in about 30 minutes to an hour. All right.
Wait, you're ending her.
Yeah, I'm ending it. That's what we do.
No.
Yep, that's what we gotta do. We gotta end it. All right?
Okay.
All right.
Bye, everyone. I hope you have a great day.